Nissan pair Hannes Grobler and Richard Leeks lead over Mark Cronje and Chris Birkin in the Castrol Toyota Hilux in the SA Off-Road Championship for Production Vehicles presented by APSA has been whittled away after the recent Queen Motorspares Taka 400. Only 7 of the 8 rounds count towards the championship, and Grobler and Leek, who won the first 4 events of the season, have held the lead all year long.
It's very tight at the moment after we've dropped our points on the one event. The guys are very close to us, and we're very concerned about it. We'll have to try and win this event again to stay ahead of them.
The Nissan pair failed to complete the prologue and started 22nd, 16 minutes behind teammates Janil de Villiers and Francois Jordan. They had to contend with brake problems on lap 1 and gearbox problems on lap 2 of the Queen Motorspares Taka 400, and in the end settled for 4th overall. What are the prospects for Mark Cronje?
No, we've managed to creep a little bit closer after the last event. We did fairly well. And what's happened now is we're allowed to drop a event. So I dropped my worst event, and he obviously drops his worst event. And we've actually managed to creep up a little bit. The rest of the championship, well, we're trying to creep closer towards the end, and hopefully we'll have some good results in the next 3 events and look forward to the overall championship.
Cronje and Birkin, one of only 4 crews to have completed each event this year, had a clean run in their near-standard Bakkie and finished 6th overall and first in Class E last time out, and have closed to within 16 points of the championship leaders. Neither of the 2 crews can afford a non-finish in the remaining 3 rounds of the championship if they hope to keep their title chances alive. There are potentially 5 teams that are in with a chance of snatching the title away from them. Third-placed Kasi Kutsia and Okifari have had a consistent run in the Castrol Toyota Hilux KZTE and have had 1 win and 2 second-place finishes in Class E to their credit, and only trail the leaders by 21 points. Despite starting 50th overall and 25th in the production vehicle category and losing front-wheel drive towards the end of the race, the veteran rally and off-road driver finished 9th overall and 2nd in Class E in Takestad. Former champions Janil de Villiers, who resides in Stellenbosch, and Francois Jordan led from start to finish in the proudly South African Nissan hardbody in Takestad to add 35 points to their tally and move from 7th to 4th place in the championship battle. They are 45 points behind their teammates, but only 6 points ahead of Pietermaritzburg businessman Neil Woolridge and Ken Schultheimer in the Team Ford Racing Ranger, who gained 4 places after finishing 2nd in Takestad.
Very close at the moment. It's between me and my dad and Hein and Gerard, and we're just a few points ahead of them. Our strategy is to complete all the races as far up as we can, and just to finish and to get as much points as possible.
Harry Smith-based father and son Johan and Martinez van der Merwe finished 12th overall and 3rd in Class D in the Shivani Colradeo on the Queen Motorspares Taka 400. This earned them enough points to retain their Class D championship lead over Klerksdorp businessmen Hein Grobler and Gerard Prinsloo in the GBS Racing Nissan hardbody, but they have dropped a position in the overall standings by virtue of the strong performances of the Class T brigade. Tosca farmer Avi Reinicke and Robin Houghton's 3rd place finish on the Queen Motorspares Taka 400 earned them 26 points, and the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser crew is now joint 7th with Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham in the Class E Team Ford Racing Ranger. The KwaZulu-Natal cane farmers had a dismal time in Takestad and were plagued by a variety of problems, including a puncture, a seized cooling fan and a broken engine mounting. They also replaced a broken torsion bar during the race by stripping one of Zane Pierce's broken down high-Q Ford Ranger. Scott Abraham and Richard Carolyn started 49th overall and 24th in the production vehicle category after getting the Atlas Copco Chicago pneumatic Jeep stuck in a donga during the prologue for the Queen Motorspares Taka 400. They finished 7th overall and 6th in Class T behind the factory entries to retain 9th place in the overall championship, but have dropped from joint 2nd to 4th in the Class T championship. Grobler and Prinsloo in the GBS Racing Nissan Hardbody failed to finish in Tarkastad and have dropped from 4th to 10th in the overall championship and are now 4 points behind the Class D championship leaders. They are under threat from Dion Skuman and Jeremy Fall, who are 3rd in Class D and only 4 points behind in the top car Nissan Hardbody. The Special Vehicle Championship has been a 3-horse affair all season long, with Gil Nel in the Luke Africa Truggy, Gerald Mundell and Billy Bond in the Prolong Bat, and Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane in the Rollerbach Racing JRE locked in a titanic battle for the title.
It's a tough one. I mean, I'm in a 2-litre Class B car, and Billy Bond and then they've got a Bat Mega Power thing, and it's not easy. I've got to do my best every second, and I can't let them get away. Once they're gone, I'll never be able to catch them again. But it's an open thing at the moment. There's still 3 races left, and it's going to be a tough one. It's not going to be easy.
Class B championship leader Nel led the overall championship for the first half of the season, but KwaZulu-Natal-based Mundell and Bond grabbed the drivers and co-drivers lead by a mere 1 point and 7 points respectively after the Oven Fresh Biscuits 500.
It's been very tight. Phil obviously is an old contender at this and knows how to play the waiting game. We're a bit younger and a bit less experienced, and maybe the testosterone messes us up from that point of view, but we'll see. Today's going to count, as will the rest of the year, as to who's going to come out on top. But I think we've got an advantage in overall and in class. We can just keep the car on the road. Hopefully we can do something today.
Nel finished 6th overall and 2nd in Class B on the Queen Motorspares Targa 400 to earn 26 points compared to the 20 of Mundell and Bond, who now trail the Germiston businessman by 5 points in the overall championship. KwaZulu-Natal farmer Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane are the reigning Class B champions and have only managed to win the class once this season. They are 3rd in the overall championship, with Taylor 3rd in the Class B drivers and de Chalane 2nd in the Class B co-drivers championship. Nick Gosler in the O'Hagan's Kopanang Hotel Super Team Raceco has moved from 8th to 4th in the overall championship and leads the Class S Drivers' Championship after finishing 3rd overall and 1st in Class S on the Queen Motorspares Targa 400. Newcomer Gosler cannot afford to relax because Botswana businessmen Mohammed Noor and Mohammed Molson in the Super Veg Raceco are only 4 points behind in the Class S Championship. Special vehicle category winners in the Nissan Dealer 400 and the Oven Fresh Biscuits 500, Atang Machaganene and Mike Stungel, retired with engine problems on the Total Sam Racing Jimco after lap 1 in Tarkastad. The Botswana businessman has dropped a position to 5th in the Drivers' Championship, while Stungel retains his 3rd spot in the Co-Drivers' Championship. Queen Motorspares Targa 400 winners Gary Bertold and Brandon Harkers have rocketed up the championship log and are 6th and 4th in the Drivers' and Co-Drivers' Championships respectively. The locally designed and constructed Bat vehicles have become a force with which to be reckoned, and apart from winning overall in Tarkastad, a Bat also crossed the line 1st in Class B, with Clint Gibson and Mike Brown behind the wheel of the Presidium Financial Services Bat. The KwaZulu-Natal-based crew is 7th in the overall Drivers' Championship and 5th in the overall Co-Drivers' Championship, with Gibson 3rd and Brown 2nd in Class B.